Hello everyone, today I'm going to start off with some questions that I'd like us to reflect on. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you look at? For most of us, it's our phones. When you're bored, what's the first thing that you do? Again, a lot of us scroll on our phones. The last question is, how do you keep in contact with your friends? Again, most of us by using our phone. So much of our life is spent on a screen, but the harmful effects of social media do so much more harm than good. My name is Nora Shannon, and I, like many of us, spent entirely way too much time on my phone. I could spend hours aimlessly scrolling my phone, only to retain none of it after putting it down. I've also struggled with some of the harmful effects social media casts on its users. As college students, we are surrounded by the internet. We stay connected with our friends and family through fun and amusing apps like Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. Social media is so prominent in today's society, which is why it is imperative for its users to understand the lasting consequences. While social media creates great opportunities and positive content, its negative effects on users completely outweigh the accomplishments. Today, I will be showing how social media's negative impacts on users, how social media's negative impacts on its users overshadow its fun and social exterior. There are so many different ways that social media has made an impact on today's society, but the one lasting and obvious effect has been the toll it's taken on the mental health of adolescents and young adults. Social media has contributed heavily to the mental health among adolescents. According to Claude Mellons, a professor of medical psychology at Columbia University, he says that social media can hold platforms for bullying and exclusion, unrealistic expectations about body images, and sources of popularity, normalization of risk-taking behaviors, and can be detrimental to mental health. Teenagers are constantly comparing themselves to each other, and what they see isn't even real. People only post the best part of their lives. We don't see everything that's going on. Not only do teenagers compare themselves to each other, but to celebrities as well. Keeping in mind that these celebrities are all natural and have all the money to have these resources. Many of these girls compare themselves to these women that claim to be all natural and wonder what's wrong with them. It's a vicious cycle that I've been witness to my whole life. It's clear that the challenges that social media poses on its users are detrimental to their mental health. But its toxic effect doesn't just stop at the psychological turmoil. The physical consequences social media causes are just as harmful. Social media can have a huge effect on the physical well-being of its users. David Lee, assistant professor of communications at the University of Buffalo, held a research study on 18 to 24-year-old undergrad students, collecting blood samples and a questionnaire on physical health and social media usage. These responses were then cross-checked with another study. Researchers were able to correlate high amounts of social media usage with physical health indicators. Bert Gambini, a news content manager at University of Buffalo, said that research participants who use social media excessively were found to have higher levels of C-reactive protein, which is a biological marker to chronic inflammation that predicts serious illness, like diabetes, certain cancers, and cardiovascular disease. The physical toll that social media can take on somebody is crazy. There are so many dangerous aspects of social media, and I haven't even mentioned the danger that other users can pose to you. More specifically, how easy it is for social media apps to track their users and how users can steal information or hack vulnerable users. Do you ever notice how you're talking about something and right when you look at your phone it pops up? Or you're online shopping and an advertisement for something you didn't buy pops up? That's because these apps are tracking you. Many of these apps ask for cookies, which is how they track your activity. There's also other ways for them to get a hold of your information. Also, many predators will catfish young users in an effort to scan or get closer to them. A survey conducted in 2018 showed that 25% of U.S. teens had received explicit images that they didn't ask for. There are many young, vulnerable users on social media that are not aware of these dark conditions, making them the perfect targets. Now that I've gotten all the daunting aspects of social media out of the way, let's conclude with some healthy ways to utilize social media. Again, while there are so many positive and innovative outlets that social media creates, it's not worth the harmful and a toxic environment it creates for users. I'm not saying you need to stop using social media altogether. That would be unreasonable and boring, honestly. However, there are habits you can implement into your daily life to prevent some of these harmful effects. Some include sleeping with your phone not in your room, not scrolling right when you wake up, and not scrolling right before bed. Social media has become a competition for likes and attentions instead of a simple communication tool. Users are constantly worrying about likes and followers. Who saw their photo but didn't like it? Who didn't like that one comment? Why do I only have 10 likes? As someone who has gone through this pointless cycle, it's draining. Social media would be way more fun if posting a picture only took 10 seconds, and now it takes 2 hours of dread. Thank you.